What's your name?
My name is Srishti Kumari.
Are you ready?
Yes, miss.
Air is a dash of gases.
Mixture.
A thick blanket of air surrounding us is called dash.
Atmosphere.
Without the dash, there would be no life on Earth.
Atmosphere.
The amount of dash in air varies from place to place and from time to time.
Water vapor.
The amount of water vapor in air is called dash.
Humidity.
Dust and smoke make the air dirty. It is called dash.
Air pollution.
The substances that cause air pollution are called dash.
Pollutants.
Air pollution mostly harm our dash system.
Respiratory.
Which disease is caused due to the air pollution?
Asthma.
Plant more and more trees because it does air pollution.
Reduce.
What is called the blood bank of the human body?
Spleen.
Where is bile produced in the human body?
In liver.
Which protein forms a blood clot when an injury occurs?
Fibrinogen.
Which vitamin helps in blood clotting during injury?
Vitamin K.
How many layers is the human eye made up of?
3.
Which element is found in abundance in the human body?
Oxygen.
What is the name of the longest cell of the human body?
Nervous cell.
Where does digestion take place in human body?
Small intestine.
How does no blood relation in humans?
DNA.
Who separated DNA first?
Frederick Mixture.
Which vitamin helps prevent infection in the human body?
Vitamin A, B, C.
How many types of teeth does a human have?
4.
What is the device called that listens sound in underwater?
Hydrophone.
Which part of the plant transport water and minerals?
Xylem.
What is called a group of similar cells performing a particular function?
Tissue.
Anemia disease is in human body is caused deficiency of which metal?
Iron.
In what are sodium and potassium kept immersed? What type of reaction is rusting of iron?
Redox reaction.
What is called the study of teeth?
Odontology.
What energy does a solar cell convert into what energy?
Solar energy into electrical energy.
Up to how many degrees can a human see with his eyes?
150 degrees.
Where are red blood cells made in the human body?
In the bone marrow.
What is the amount of water in the human body?
60%.
What is the amount of water in the human brain?
80 to 85%.
What is the amount of water in the human lungs?
75 to 80%.
If a person's weight on the earth is 72 kg, then what will be his weight on the moon?
12 kg.
If a person's weight on the earth is 38 kg, then what will be his weight on the mercury?
14.4 kg.
Where is insulin produced in the human body?
Pancreas.
From which part of human body does digestion of food start?
Mouth.
What is called the kitchen of the cell?
Chloroplast.
Where is DNA found outside the nucleus?
Mitochondria.
Which law of Newton is also called Galileo's law?
Newton's first law of motion.
Which part of the human body is affected by tetanus disease?
Nervous system.
What is measured by Wheatstone bridge?
Resistance.
What difference will it make to the weight of a man in a moving lift?
Weight increase when lift goes up, weight decrease when lift goes down.
Okay. Which gas does not pollute the air? Which gas does not pollute the air?
Oxygen.
Is found more than 80% in cell.
Water.
Where is human skin thickest?
On the soles.
Which form of energy does not have the problem of pollution?
Solar energy.
How many eyes does an earthworm have?
No eyes.
What is measured in the power of a lens?
Diopter.
What is the minimum distance of clear vision?
25 centimeter.
What is the best conductor of electricity?
Silver is second copper.
What is the pH value of blood?
7.4.
Who alloys gunmetal?
Copper emerging.
Which scientist discovered vitamins?
Kashmiri funk.
Vitamin C.
Ascorbic acid.
Okay. Hormone controls the heartbeat.
Adrenaline.
What is called the blood vessel that carries blood from the body to the heart?
Vein.
What is used to measure brain function?
EEG.
Which is the smallest bone in the human body?
Stapes.
What type of tissue is blood?
Full connective tissue.
What is Einstein's mass energy equation?
E is equal to mc square.
How many times does the human heart beat in a minute?
72 times.
Which part of the body does not rest?
Heart.
What is the time gap between two heartbeats?
0.8 seconds.
Why does the blood not flow inside the body?
Due to heparin.
What is light year related to?
Related to the distance parted.
What is the speed of light?
3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second.
What is called the distance covered by sunlight in 1 year?
Light year.
How many kilometers is 1 light year equal to?
3.26 light year.
Light year is used to measure the distance between what?
Distance between celestial bodies.
Okay. How many light years are equal to 1 parsec?
3.26 light year.
Which instrument measures atmospheric pressure?
Barometer.
If the barometer reading suddenly falls, what does it indicate?
Chance of thunderstorm.
Okay, if the barometer reading gradually falls, what will be the possibility?
Chance of rain.
About how many eggs does the queen bee lay each day?
1000 to 3000.
Earth is the dash planet from the sun.
Repeat again.
Earth is the dash planet from the sun.
Third.
What happens if you keep ice at room temperature?
It changes from a solid to a liquid.
What is the name of a magnet made from an electrical current?
Electromagnet.
What is the chemical formula of water?
H2O.
What shape is the galaxy we living in?
Flat spiral.
Which phase of matter will change shape but not size?
Liquid.
What type of sugar does the brain need for energy?
Glucose.
How many wings does a mosquito have?
2 wings.
Which is the most sensitive sense?
Eyes.
Which frozen gas form dry ice?
Carbon dioxide.
Humans and chimpanzees share roughly how much DNA?
98.8%.
What is the most common chemical in the universe?
Hydrogen.
What is the speed of Earth moving around the sun?
30 km per second.
Which organ uses the most energy?
Brain.
Which fire is known as invisible fire?
Ethanol fat.
What is the most recycled material in the world? What is the most recycled material in the world?
Steel.
Okay. Which blood cells fight against infection?
White blood cell.
Which chemical is used to purify water?
Chlorine.
How many ribs do you have?
24.
Tiger is a dash because it eats only meat.
Carnivorous.
Deer eats only plant products and so it is called as.
Herbivorous.
Done.